All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to episode 6 of our Hard Times Hog Farm Gameplay Series. I'm here with Buck, who's just chilling out. We're in the hail right now, which we're going to go get out of right away. We've got a crazy episode today. We've got corn to plant. We've got a big issue that we need to figure out right away, which has become a problem, which I'll get into, and we'll get it sorted. I have a plan. Buck, I don't know what Buck's doing over here. Probably hiding away from from all this hail. But yes, we got a lot of work to do today. We got to get cornfields planted. We're gonna have to get wheat fields harvested, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll be able to harvest some cornfields this month. We're gonna have to sell, or not this month, this year. We're gonna have to sell a bunch of pigs because the barn is getting full, and we might even have to make room for a new facility. So let's get right into episode 6, and let's get into our big issue that we got to deal with. Okay, so I'm just in the tractor right now. I'm going to drop this trailer off. We're going to hook onto the slurry tanker, and I'm going to start filling the production facility with some slurry, and I'll tell you about what is going on, what I've noticed in this game, and it has to do with our new pig food making production facility. The new pig food making facility isn't working. Well, no, let me rephrase that. It is working, but it's not working correctly. What I mean by that is I'm just going to start dumping this slurry, and then I'll open up our menu and I'll show you what's going on. So let's dump this in here. Let's jump into this production facility and let's go into this pig food maker. So it says we have 163,000 liters. It actually said we had 200,000 liters. Problem is, it hasn't used any of our raw materials. Essentially what's going on, I don't know why or I don't know how. I can't even message the guy that had created this mod to let him know. But apparently it's like it's giving us endless pig food. So what I've done is I've deactivated this cycle so it's not producing any more pig food. And what I was doing is just working through and using this pig food. So I'm going to explain why I was doing that. I'm just going to go fill up this slurry tanker and keep going with that. So here's what I had decided to do. I've got kind of two options. Well, I have a plan figured out, but this is why I was using that pig food. So since it's made and it's sitting here and we paid 50 grand for that production facility, I'm going to keep using that pig food till it runs dry, but I'm not going to just use it for free. Pig food is $1,000 per 1,000 liters. So the trailer that we have is 17,500 liters. So what I'd been doing throughout the winter is I would just go up to the pig food factory. I would load a trailer full of pig food, and then maybe it'll show me if I come into our finances real quick here. See how I was going through here and I have these 17,500s? This is when I realized that it was happening through November and December. So the last few months, as I realized that this was happening and the pig food was just basically free, I was just taxing us 17,500. Essentially what I was doing was instead of running up to the store to get pig food, I was just using what's in there. And when we end up going to sell that production facility, I'm only going to get half the money back. So I'll be out 25 grand, which I'm just going to kind of consider our delivery fee slash I used about a month's worth of pig food that I probably shouldn't have technically. It was kind of free. So that'll kind of, we're going to take a $25,000 hit to get rid of that production facility. So that's basically just going to be my penalty for it screwing up. I don't really know what else to do, but we got to go back and forth to get so much pig food that I'm just going to kind of, use it as the store for now and just charge myself the money and remove it from our bank account. Now, the nice thing is we have so many pigs right now that we're actually gaining about 10,000 bucks a month from the slurry. So I'm just going to park this, then I'll show you how many pigs we got. I think we have 437 pigs, I believe. Let me just back this thing in here. Dock that off. Let's back up. Try not to smash to the baler. I also rearranged the farm, and I've kind of made a spot over where all the equipment was sitting for another pig barn, because I think in the next little bit we're going to be able to afford it. So let's jump out here in the rain real quick, and I'll see. We'll shut this door before Buck gets out. 437 pigs, yeah. And we have no food, which we're going to go grab some food right now. It's actually 17,550 bucks that comes out of this. But we're just doing it nice and even. So I come over here to my little thing. So minus 17500, 17,000. There we go. There we go. There we go. It's basically $1 a liter that I gotta pay for pig food. Ooh, and it's pretty heavy for this trailer. Alright, let's back her in here if I can. Alright, dump that in there. It's only going to dump 9,000 liters, or it should only dump 9,000 liters. There we go. Okay, so what's my plan then? So I do have a plan. I have a really good plan, and it actually comes to us from one of our subs, which I got to give a good shout out to. I really got to give a good shout out to. I'm probably going to say the name wrong, but it's spelled Loed Tree. Loed Tree or Load Tree, not too sure. Shout out to you, man, if you're watching. GG's, I appreciate this this tip. And what he said, just by chance, is why don't you just grow potatoes in a greenhouse and use that to make pig food, which is exactly what we basically need to do. Because there is another production facility, I'm going to go show you right now, that'll make pig food. I have another one we're going to have to pay for, this thing right here. And this will make pig food, and I don't want to put it down, but you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, it requires corn, canola, wheat, and potatoes. And I didn't know that you could get greenhouses that will grow potatoes in them. I thought you could only get like cabbage and stuff, but apparently you can get greenhouses that will grow potatoes in them. Actually, let's just go back in here and I'll show you. Greenhouses. Where is it? They're 50 grand. Okay, right here, this one. It requires manure and water, but it'll grow potatoes. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end up buying this production facility and that other pig making unit. So it's going to cost us $85,000 altogether to get this done. And then we'll be able to grow potatoes, which I think is pretty sweet. Like, because doing potatoes, like, let's just go look real quick. If I was to just do potatoes alone, getting these harvesters, like that's 200 grand. I guess this one's 190. I mean, obviously this is 600,000. That's just to harvest it. Then I would have to get one of these planters. And like one of these planters is just like, yeah, it's just going to be way too much grinding for us to like eventually get to the point to do like full scale potatoes when we don't really need full scale. We just need a bit to put in a production facility. But that's the plan. That is the plan. We're going to eventually get rid of that production facility that we put down. We're going to just have to eat about 25 grand, which is fine. Then we got to spend another 85 for a big greenhouse. It's not super big, but pretty big. And then another pig food making production facility. So we're going to have to buy more pig food, which is fine. There's not really any good... I mean, we could do a planting contract, but that would take so long. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the pigs through into April. And then we got to go plant corn. We're going to go plant corn up in that big field. And once that's harvested in the fall, we're going to end up planting canola out there. So our plan can kind of come together. So I'll meet you guys in April. Hopefully this rain is gone. And yeah, we'll start planting some corn. All right, and welcome back. Welcome to April. We are just sticking this fertilizer bag back in the barn here. I had to fill up our planter. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yes, he can. Oh, maybe not. Oh, God. I just got to be a little rough with her. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, let's get this guy set down. Alright, let's hook onto this planter and we're gonna go plant some corn. I gotta make sure and switch this over to corn too. Don't let me forget her. It should be, maybe it is set on soybeans. I can't remember if I swapped it before I parked it. Back up here. Corn, we're on corn. Okay, we got about half a tank of seed. That should be enough, actually. Seed somehow manages to last a little bit longer than everything else. Should we try and grab fuel over here? Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Okay, we are off to plant some corn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably set a worker to start doing this, and then we're just going to go back to the farm and just do a little bit of chores. We're going to pull some slurry around. I filled up the slurry tanking unit, so we'll throw some stuff into the production facility. Then I'll do the rounds with pig food. And what else do we got to do around the farm? That's basically it. Kind of just go through and I'll show you the different units. Maybe I'll show you the greenhouse that I'm going to end up putting down. Let's take a couple look here both ways. Seems to be clear. There's our mailbox. Nice. I haven't checked the mail in a while. Probably some bills in there. Yeah, maybe we'll check it next year. Okay, let's get a worker starting on this. And let's come back up here. Let's go get into that slurry tanking unit and pull some stuff into the production facility. I guess we could put some manure in there as well. I got the little truck sitting here. Yeah, I filled this tank. So yeah, I kind of moved all the implements over here because I want to eventually put down another barn, like hog barn. Once we can really get food, again, I thought I had food figured out, or at least getting close to it. Either way, though, this production facility that we have, even though it doesn't work good, even if it did work good, we still wouldn't really have been 100% ready for food because we're still like we don't have enough grain and stuff. Just kind of like sitting. We gotta kind of keep doing what we're doing, probably get one more field eventually so we can have all three different types of our crops going each year. So corn, wheat, and canola. And then the potatoes we'll do in the greenhouse, which again, shout out to the sub. I appreciate that comment. I didn't even think that would work because in my mind, all the greenhouses you couldn't do like vegetables in, like not, of course you can do vegetables in them, but not like potatoes and carrots and green onions and stuff like that, which I thought when I went and checked at normal ones, like the ones within the base game, you can't. I was like, that's kind of too bad, because if you did have a farm, like my parents have, they don't have a farm, but they just have a little garden, like a little garden plot slash greenhouse. They grow potatoes and tomatoes and all that jazz in it. And so it is kind of like a realistic thing. You don't have to have a full-scale potato operation to get some potatoes out of the ground. And yeah, I went and looked, and there was a greenhouse that you could get. It's 50 grand, but you can do carrots and parsnips and stuff like that. And yeah, it's gonna work awesome. I mean, it's 50 grand, which we can't really afford right now, but we also can afford it, and we can afford it because we have a ton of pigs. I'm just gonna pull back over here. We have like a full barn of pigs right now. Let's just jump out and take a look. Will it show me if I come here? Yeah, we literally have 478 pigs. We have maxed out the amount of pigs that we gather. And we got 58,000 liters of manure. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, we'll pull some manure into the production facility as well while that field's kind of getting rocking. 400. Yeah, you know what we might do? Might just back in like this. We'll call that good for right there. Okay, let's get this tractor out of the way and we'll pull some manure around. But yeah, we got 478 pigs in that barn, which if we can start selling them, we'll be making like a ton of cash again. We're gonna have like a really good influx of that cash, just like we did last time. I don't know exactly how much. Let's get some of this dumped in here. But we'll have quite a bit. And that's something we're going to do this episode as well, too. Is like we're going to sell off a bunch of those pigs. We'll sell them off for a couple reasons. One, it's just going to be good to have the money because we need to keep buying pig food. Which, yeah, pig food is just like our biggest expense right now. But it's not too bad because this production facility with the manure and the slurry, it makes about 10 grand a month. And it costs us about 17 grand a month to feed the pigs. It's basically like that full trailer full. If I fill that trailer full, fill the production facility, or sorry, the hog barn, and then just leave it to do kind of our little dumping strategy where it'll dump in once they eat through the initial food in the barn. that trailer is always empty at the end of each year. Like it's so it costs us about 17,000. Production facility makes roughly 10, so we're down about 7 grand a month food wise. But the pigs reproduce and grow in value at a high enough rate that if we do that for a year, 7 grand a month for a year, what is that? 70, 84,000. 7 times 12 is 84,000. But we'll get a couple 100 grand out of pigs. So that's not too bad. Oh yeah, I gotta be over on this marker. Not too bad. This is kind of the slow way to do this. I guess I could have just hooked onto that trailer. Maybe we'll do that after. I was just kind of enjoying chatting with you guys. That's another thing I kind of wanted to do. Hopefully enough people are still hanging around. Is I just wanted to thank everybody who subbed to the channel. Everyone who's hit that like button. Anyone who's put a comment in and just said some stuff about the series, that they're liking it, or helping me with stuff with like giving me good tips and stuff. That was a solid. I get lots of solid tips. That's just the one that really I was racking my brains on how to figure this out. Like I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to somehow do a whole bunch of contracts to save up a whole bunch of money just to do potatoes, and then we'd have to buy another field to do potatoes in, and like, yeah, just such a good tip. Okay, I'm gonna shut this down. Now let's go get in this. Well, let's check on this guy and see how he's doing. Not too bad. Okay, let's jump in this tractor. But yeah, I just wanted to, do a big shout out to everybody and say thank you very much. Anyone who's tuned in, watching, everyone who's hit that sub button and stuff. And the comments, it's pretty cool. When I first started this channel, I would say stuff like, make sure and put it in the comment section below. And nobody was watching, so I never got any comments. So it's like kind of cool now to hear from people and hear that people are liking the series, and even just little things. I had some videos that were they rendered weird, and someone just let me know that it was like coming through weird on their end, and I went and I think I have it fixed now. So make sure if videos are coming through really weird on your end, check that your player is in 1080p, and if it is, let me know in the comments, because I'm still kind of tweaking and getting better at trying to make really good videos, the best I can at least. Okay, so one other thing I want to do real quick here while we're doing chores before we go over and take over planting is just see we need some more straw. So let's go in the production facility. It's kind of neat that one of the byproducts out of this production facility is it'll give us straw. Nope. Back up. I think if I go right there, get a little bit of straw, and I can only fit 15,000, so we'll have a little bit left over in here. We'll get this dumped in and head back over. Also, in groundbreaking news, man, Outdoor Boys is done with his YouTube channel. That's sad, super sad, but also pretty sweet for him. Glad. Every now and then I was telling my girlfriend this, like, it seems like we made the right people famous for a change, This really doesn't want to dump the full. Come on now. Yeah, I think for a change, with Luke, if you guys haven't watched the YouTube or the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, make sure and go check it out. Like he's retiring from his channel, basically. I think he probably might still do a couple more videos in the future. I don't think it'd be the very last we'll see of him, especially since his kids want to do it and stuff. But for the most part, his channel he's going to be done with. So if you haven't watched his channel, you got to check it out. It's definitely, he's got to be one of the most wholesome guys on YouTube, and a great channel, really great channel. Yeah, shout out Luke, loved his videos. But he stopped because it was too much fame in a sense, and he didn't want it to affect his kids and his family, and it kind of was starting to. I'm just gonna leave this park there for now till we get some chores done. I'm gonna hook onto the rollers and head over to the field and just kind of get ready to roll that field. But again, maybe I'll finish this point without interrupting myself. Yeah, he like got too famous in a sense, and it was just overwhelming, and he didn't want it to affect his family. And I think we made the right person famous. Like, I don't want to just like be negative to people, but I don't really think the Kardashians. We don't need more Kardashian shows, but like guys like Luke, like that's who I want to be famous and make a whole bunch of money and get to live a good life. That's the type of dude. So, shout out Luke, Outdoor Boys. Love to see it. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take over planting, I think, of this field and get it planted. And then probably what I'll do is I'll bring it back when we're rolling. It's going to be a bit of a, take a little bit of time to finish planting. It's kind of a smaller planter, but I'll bring it back. We'll be rolling this field out. And yeah, we'll just keep going. We'll keep going. We're going to have wheat to harvest. And we're going to bale because we haven't baled in a while. Why not? And we'll have corn to harvest too. After, when we come back to, when we get this field rolled, we're going to go sell off some pigs. So we've got a lot to do, and yeah, let's keep going. Just getting, I went through and let's jump out here and check real quick. I had to go through and I had to run the hoeing unit across everything to get the weeds pulled out of it. And then we're going to jump in this unit. I want to set my GPS because I'm helpless without it. There we go. There we go. Let's start rolling. Nice, we have a cornfield planted. And also, I was just kind of checking, which I basically knew before, but I was just kind of making sure. We're going to be able to harvest our wheat and then immediately, basically immediately after, plant the canola. Almost said corn, but it'll be canola that we'll be planting basically right after. Kind of made a mess of that corner. We'll catch it after though. No worries at all. But yeah, we'll be able to plant the canola basically in the subsequent month. Yes, I'm just kind of thinking here while I'm chatting. Yeah, we'll be able to plant that canola, and then a year from that, we'll be able to. I'm thinking basically that field, like our OG field, we'll be able to just kind of go back and forth with doing canola and wheat, and then this will be the main corn field. As of right now, that's my plan, but you know how the plans get. You know how the plans get. We're farmers. We gotta just be adapting on the fly constantly. But that's what we do. We do what we gotta do. So we got to get this field rolled out. It's already 100% fertilized, which is nice. I'm gonna get this field rolled out, and then we're gonna get through a few of the months. I still got to do the pig food thing, where I gotta load up that trailer, dump it into the unit and stuff. I'm gonna just kind of keep going through. I want to sell some pigs, but I also want them to get to the highest amount of value that they can get before we sell them off, because why not? So I'm just going to keep like eating through this money, if we will. Like we got 60 grand ish. We still got to pay off. The debt. That's like our main goal after this. Even though I want to keep expanding, we're finally going to be getting to a point where hopefully I'll be able to streamline food, and then once food is streamlined, we really can just like cruise through the months, feed the pigs, let them just gain in value, and then like each year or so, oh, kind of drifted the rollers there. Each year or so, do that flush of cash. Oh, I missed that little spot. Come on now. Give me 1 sec here. Apparently I can't drive a tractor and talk at the same time. There we go. Yeah, keep doing that little influx of cash each year. And then I want to get another pig barn as well. Once we can really get food streamlined, we'll start getting another barn. I kind of had cleared out a spot at the farm on that one side. I'm not going to buy another barn just yet, but I was just kind of seeing where it would fit in and, all that jazz. So I'm going to get this field rolled out. I'll get this all finished. I'm going to bring you back in the fall. We're going to harvest that wheat field. We're going to bale it. And we've got to... Yeah, we're going to harvest the wheat field. We're going to bale it. We're going to put whatever straw we can. We'll just stick it in the barn like we did before. We're going to plant canola. And I don't know exactly when we're going to sell the pigs off, but it'll be somewhere in there. Maybe next spring, depending on the whole food situation, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I'll get this field rolled out, and then I'll see you back in the fall, and we will harvest some wheat, plant some canola, bale some straw. Yeah, do what we do. All right, I just wanted to bring you guys back, just for kind of like a little bit of a tutorial, if you will, or a little bit of a tip. So if you're going through this on your own farm or your gameplay series, and you ran into the problem that I did, where there's too many pigs in this barn or too many animals in your pen that you're trying to feed them, but the amount of food that it'll hold isn't enough, right? So let me just shut this off so I can explain it real better. So not only was I filling this thing completely full, right? It says I have 9,000 liters of food in there, and then I've got this trailer sitting in the dump area so that as soon as the food gets eaten through in here, it's going to automatically dump in. What you also have to watch, like now I have so many pigs in here. Obviously, it's a full barn, but not only is it a full barn, these pigs have like matured quite a bit. Like if I come down here, it's not showing me in the correct order. Let me go in this one. There we go. I have a whole bunch more pigs now at like 20 months, 16 months, mature pigs, and they eat more food. So this tip works. But if you sleep through in the morning, like if you look up to my clock right now, I'll try and put it in a place so you can see. It's almost 6 o'clock game time, right? So, 6 o'clock in the evening. If I was to try and sleep through and it was 8 a.m., they would eat through all the food in the barn and all the food in here, and they would be left at 0% health. It wouldn't be enough. So, what you have to do is you have to fill this barn in the morning, then kind of use speed your time up a little bit so that it can get towards the end of the day. And I just had to fill this barn again. And then when we sleep through into August, you'll see that like they've eaten all this 9,000 liters, and then there might be 2 or 3,000 liters left in here. And that's even after a full, I heard already filled it once. So yeah, it's kind of like a trick within a trick. You can park your trailer here to do the dump in and fill the food, through the night, but you have to wait till the end of the day, like it's almost 6 p.m. to do the trick even more when you have a barn full of full mature animals. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I just wanted to bring you guys in to show you that tip so it helps hopefully. And yeah, we're gonna get back into the episode. We'll jump through into August and we'll start harvesting some wheat. All right, we are back. We are just heading off to harvest some wheat. Now, I'm just coming back from the store. I actually bought ourselves a new set of headers. Not super new, but they're new to us, a set of headers. They were 20 grand, and they're just a little bit wider. These are 6 meter headers. The other ones that we had were 4 meters. So these were 20 grand, and I was able to sell our other ones for 6 grand, 6,200 bucks, I believe it was. So not too bad. I just want to open this. I want to make sure. Let's get the straw swath going so that we can bale. Nice. Okay. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to set a worker to just start doing this field. I'm going to come back over to... Yeah, let's go to this tractor. So there's a couple reasons I bought those headers. One, it'll just be super handy, really, to be honest, just to have a little bit wider ones. Plus, we can afford it now. And the reason we can afford it is we've got so much money in pigs sitting here that we're going to be able to sell. Like, even if I just sell these 15 right there, it's 40 grand. And I've got that there. I can do it here. That's 24, not as much. There's another 17 here. There's another 20 grand just in that one. But if I sell these 25, there's another 40 grand. Yeah, we got a ton of cash kind of just sitting here. And we're gonna get the pigs under control. So what I'm gonna do is I was just gonna kind of do some chores here real quick while that field is getting harvested. We're still gonna bale it and we still gotta kind of do all our stuff, but I'm gonna just try and move some slurry and stuff around to keep going. We're able to sustain a pretty good workflow here. Like I just did, the whole summer. I didn't do a single contract, and just from pulling slurry in and out of here, and the manure, I'm almost able to just kind of like almost break even each month with between the manure and the slurry and what we're selling, and the pig food that we have to buy. I almost break even. Let's just go into the finances real quick here so I can show you. So sold products. So this was excess pigs that we sold throughout. Plus this is some of, or sorry, let's go to sold animals. So each month we are still reproducing animals and I had to sell some to make room in the barn. So we made a little bit of cash from that. Let's go down to, this is going to be either digestate or the electric charge. I'm not 100% sure what it goes. This might be our whole kind of thing. I'm not 100% sure. Here's what our costs were for food. So I had to spend 26,000 or 17,000 this month. I had to spend a little bit extra this month. This month I only spent the 17,000 and I screwed up because it wasn't enough food. So this was the month that was the big expensive one where I had to fill in the morning and in the afternoon, to make sure that they're at 100% health because we're getting a full barn of super mature animals. Um, but yeah, around 15 grand per month in food, and then selling excess animals that gives us a little bit of cash. Here was our sell, yeah, 6,300 bucks for that set of headers, and then we had to buy those other ones for 20. But yeah, we're at a pretty good point now where we're able to just about not do any contracts anymore, which I really like. Although that could change a little bit once we start messing around with these production facilities, getting the greenhouse down and getting the new pig food making unit, but I don't think it will. I don't know. I haven't calculated how many pigs we're going to sell and stuff just yet, but I'm really hoping that we might be able to do kind of what we did last time, is sell enough pigs where we can get our production facilities down and potentially buy another field. That would be about as clutch as it could be if we could buy 3 fields, because we basically need three crops going, at all times, and then potatoes in the greenhouse, and then it'll just become a fine oiled machine in here. So I'm hoping, if all goes well, we get our production facilities down, which is the greenhouse and new pig food making factory. I just wish this one would work in front of us, but it's super flawed. I don't know, maybe in the future it would get fixed, but like I don't even know how to reach out and message the guy that created it to, or gal, whoever made it, to let them know that it's like not working, or it is working, it's just not taking our raw materials in. I don't really know. I had been doing some kind of like testing with it. Do I want to do that 400? Yeah, whatever. We're just chatting here. Let's get that done. I'd been doing some testing with it where it might have worked if I deleted our silos, because there was like something where even though the grain is in the silos, it's like it registers that it's on our farm and it considers it in the production facility, and that might have had something to do with it. I'm not 100% sure, but we just got the notice that the combine is 80% full, so I have to hook onto our trailer, head out, and make sure that we can get that so that they keep going. So let's see. Might have to spin the guy around at the end here. Yeah, yeah, the grain truck is full. Okay, that's no big deal. I reckon we just pull somewhere like right here. Let's get this guy backed up. There we go. Let's get this dumped in there. Our corn, look at our corn growing up right over there. Unbelievable. Fantastic. We're just giving her now. I'm excited how the farm has progressed. I'm excited as well that hopefully, oh, I hope we can just get to a point where we just got pig food, unlimited pig food essentially, from growing our crops and doing our thing. If we can do that, we'll get another pig barn down. We could get another 400 pigs. We're gonna have to buy another trailer and potentially another tractor or something a little bit bigger one. That little yellow tractor is great, and he's good for doing chores around the farm. But for pulling that big trailer around and such, it's be a little bit heavy for him. But we just got to keep checking the stores. Actually, let's go check the stores and see. That's too much horsepower for what we need. We don't need this. We don't need this. These are too expensive. That's interesting. We don't really need that. We don't really need that. Do I need this trailer back up at the farm? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll go pull some manure around. It'll be a little bit easier. Let's go dump this in the silos. We might as well. And yeah, so I'm gonna end up putting a barn. I think the exact same barn right beside it, where I had kind of had some areas cleared out there. I threw the rollers over there just for now. It doesn't really matter. I think that's where I'll put another pig barn. I'm just trying to plan out if I can get another manure heap in there. Yeah, lots of just kind of stuff I'm figuring out along the way. But another tractor would be handy at a certain point, and we're just gonna kind of have to slowly be getting bigger and bigger equipment, because if we get another field, which I obviously want to do, um, then we're gonna have to kind of get some bigger equipment to work the fields just a little bit quicker, bigger planters, um, just stuff like that. Because like, although those little planters are great and they got us going in the beginning, they're kind of small, and it's a bit time consuming to use them on these larger fields, because the field that I want to get is this one. It's 272,000. This one's 384, 453. It's just too much money. This is the next one that makes the most sense. 272. This one's still kind of far away, and it's 400. But if we could have these fields, we'd be basically laughing. This is the only other small field, although you get a lot of this land here, which is just kind of useless. I'd rather just spend the 300k on this. So that's the next goal. But 272 is, yeah, it's still kind of far away. It is still kind of far away. So, I think we'll keep going here. I'm gonna get this field harvested, and then we gotta bale this field, which we'll bale this field together. But I'm kind of just going to keep going through babysitting the harvester here, making sure every time he's full that we can dump the grain in this trailer. And you know what, though? Let's go sell some pigs. Let's go make some money. Let's go sell some pigs here. We'll do this together while he's going. Oh, let's jump out of there. Because as much as I want them to keep going, we got to make some cash here. Okay, so I want to keep track of everything that we sell. Just getting a notepad out here. Although it'll tell us in the sold animals. Never mind. Okay, so let's sell these. So there's 8,600 we sold there. Let's sell all these guys. There's another 7. We'll sell all these. 40 grand there. Okay, that's great. We could sell these guys. There's another 21 grand. Another 40 right there. Okay. I could sell those. We'll see though. We'll just go back. Let's go up to this next kind of group. Because we really need to... The next big thing will be mass production. I'm just going to go like this. So it resets it. Where were we? We were right here. So those guys. We want to sell those. That'll be another 25. What else do we got in this grouping? Yeah, we'll wait to see if we want to sell those. There's still 356 pigs in this barn. Crazy. 25 grand for those guys. We'll just wait. Let's go sell these guys. There's 10 grand. Another 25 there. This should be around 40. Yep. 20. Another 25 there. Now we're starting to get down to a manageable. There's another 40 grand right there. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's get these pigs under control a little bit. It'll give us some room to breathe. Like, we'll be back up at 400 pigs before we even know it, really, to be honest. Like, they grow so fast, so I think we might as well do these as well. Try and get around, yeah, that 200 mark. That's a pretty good mark. So let's just go check. What did we just make there? 384,800 bucks in pigs. Cha-ching. Nice. Okay, let's do something important here. Let's repay a bunch of this. I'm just gonna keep it at 327 for right now. I think I might have repaid too much of that loan. We probably could have bought that field. We still might be able to. But repaying the loan is important. That's like an important step. As much as I want to grow this farm, repaying the loan is important. And now we've got so much excess cash, like we can just buy pig food. We're laughing through the next year. Although we're not going to be making as much on slurry and stuff because there's not as many pigs in the barn, but we're still going to be, it'll be less food too, so it all kind of balances out in a sense. But there we go. We made 384,000. That is insane. We almost should have sold it a little bit more just to make 385. But that's pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy haul for pigs. That's good money. That's really good money. Plus what we like had to spend throughout the year to feed them and stuff. Like I said, probably spent like 70,000-80,000 to feed them. To make 300 is pretty good. And look at that, we pulled up right at the perfect time. Okay, I'm gonna let this guy keep going. I'm glad we did that. We just made some good cash. We're finally not completely poor. And I'll bring you back and we will bale this field together. All right, there it is. There's the last of the wheat being dumped into the grain silos there. I'm actually gonna, no, we'll spin this around. Spin this around and go take it by the pig food machine because we're gonna need more food. But we can just leave that there for right now. Because I got our tractor over here set up, our baling machine ready to go. Fire up the baler. Nice. Okay. Awesome. All right, let's do it. Let's go. We haven't baled in a while. Let's get this field done. All right, just getting the last of these bales off here, or I'm sure trying to. Actually, that one went not. Think I can shake it on? I don't know. We'll see. You'd think I'd get better at this stuff, but yeah, I'm just not. I don't know. I don't know. But okay, we did it. We got our wheat field all cleared off. I actually wasn't really paying attention to how much wheat we got. I think I had about 6,000 liters in the silos previously. So rough and dirty, that's kind of what I'll see. That's what I think we'll go with. Actually, just real quick. Yeah, this thing's basically pretty much full of straw. I kind of forgot I put some in there. Like this. Give everybody a push. That's kind of what I've been doing, is just pushing everything down in. There we go. We got some bales in the barn. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, let's actually... I'm going to back this thing in. Just kind of park this guy out of the way for a little bit. She fits in there. Okay, let's shut this down. Jump off. Let's go see... yeah, I checked that. We've got 24,000 liters, so basically 25,000 liters. So roughly, 18, 19,000. Not too bad. Not too bad off that field. Okay, so I got to get some cultivators going on that. Let's hop in this tractor. And I might get a set of workers going on that. And then what I think I might do... Where's our cultivators? Oh yeah, I put them over here. Let's go grab these bad boys. Get these guys set up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I'll get some. I'll get a worker going, cultivating this field, getting it all cleaned off, and then we've got to be planting. Let's just look here. I'm going to set a worker before I talk too much here. Let's go look at them. Let's go look at our schedule. Okay, so we have to plant canola. We can basically plant canola right now, which is nice. Like I said, in the future, I'm just going to be, we'll plant this canola. If we plant it in August, we'll be able to harvest it in July, which will be nice. Then we can plant our wheat, which then we would be able to, again, harvest in July. And then we could plant our canola in August again. That's going to be kind of the route that I go with on this field. Just go back and forth between canola and wheat. And let's just go look real quick. I'll show you the greenhouse that I'm going to end up putting down. It's not this one. It kind of looks like that one though. But the manure one. Yeah, right here. This one with the manure. So it's 50 grand. Fruit and veg, large, multi-crop greenhouse. So this would be the one that we put down. This one, I think this one you can do grain and stuff in. I'm not too sure. Well, I don't think we'll obviously do that. We got big grain fields out here. But this vegetable one, that's what I want to do. So we'll be putting that down. And actually also while we're in here, let's go back to, it's right below these. Not that. This guy right here. So you need corn, canola, potatoes, and wheat, and it'll make pig food. So this will be the little unit that we put down. Hopefully that works. I mean, we might have to make some adjustments or something in the future. I don't really know how it's all going to go down. But you just gotta, that's the way of farming. Like, you just gotta roll with the punches sometimes and just do whatever needs to be done to make it work. We obviously sold off a whole bunch of pigs and we got a stack of cash. We paid off a whole bunch of debt. Now, that greenhouse, let's just do some math here. Well, and we'll watch this. Is it a guy or a gal? It's a gal. We'll watch this gal cultivate our field here. We'll zoom out so it's not so loud. Okay, so we got 328,000. I got my calculator right now. Now, it's 50 grand for that greenhouse, and then it's another 35 grand for the pig food unit. So that brings us down to 243, but we'll actually get 24,000 bucks back when we sell that other unit, the original factory, because it was 50 grand and we'll only get half. So we kind of just have to eat that other half, and I'll consider that my fee for kind of having pig food readily available this last year. And yeah, that'll be kind of my penalty for that, I think. So that brings us up to 267,000 that we would have left over. Now, I do want to buy that other field, obviously, but we don't have enough money. This is 272, and I don't want to go re-borrow any money. There might be some other fields that are cheaper. Is that 80 million? Am I reading that correctly? That's $80 million for the pond? What? Okay, Sure. Yeah, sure. Hop right on that. What other fields could we get? 500? Nope, can't afford that. Can't afford that. We can't afford anything. 340. I mean, we could get this guy. That's 160. Is it worth it though? Like, then we would have that whole farm, which we don't really need. That's 222. Like, again, is it really worth it? 201. That's way too far away. We basically got to get one of these. This guy, this guy, and that's basically it. So I think we just got to wait. It's no big deal. We'll be able to get it by next year, probably. I think if we can do that and get pig food going, then what I want to do, let's just go back into this mode real quick. I know these dudes are in the way, so it's not going to let us do it. But if I go, I was thinking we get another one of these, spin it something, something like that, and it's going to roughly sit here. I might have to clear out some more trees kind of in this corner, but roughly sit somewhere like that, and then hopefully be able to get another manure heap here, and we might just have to move these headers somewhere else. Doesn't really matter. We'll find a spot for those headers. There's lots of room we can put them. But that's what I was thinking, and then have all back up in here another kind of pigsty area like this is up here. Since this is just like really steep hill and it's kind of hard to do anything with, that's what I'm thinking we'll do there. So if I can get, I'll kind of work on that over the next little bit. I'm going to let this field get cultivated and do some more. Whoa. I'm going to let this field get cultivated and kind of do some more prep to it, probably fertilize it once and stuff like that, get it ready for the winter. And then I'll bring it back and we'll harvest this cornfield. Or maybe I'll bring it back when it's like almost done being harvested and kind of just close off the year. Yeah, I'm going to get this cultivated and planted. That's right. I'm going to get this cultivated, planted, and then I'll bring you back once we're kind of harvesting this, or at least we're halfway done this, and it'll kind of finish off our year. And then maybe potentially I'll get like our production facilities and stuff. That'll be going down next episode. We'll work on that. We'll get the new production facilities down next episode, and maybe build the new pig barn, depending on how much food we're making each month and kind of all that stuff. I got to test with the pig food making unit to make sure it's going to make enough food each month to sustain 2 barns. Yeah, I'm going to let these guys keep going here, get this field cleaned off and planted, and yeah, I'll bring you back when we're harvesting some corn. All right, team, look at it. Would you just look at it? Just look at it. We got a beautiful cornfield just ready, ripe for the picking. And as soon as that car goes by, oh, hit the wrong button. My bad. As soon as that car goes by, we're gonna bust out here and we are gonna get harvesting some corn. It is a beautiful October morning. Halloween is just around the corner. Okay, I set a worker to do that real quick. I'm gonna tab back over to this unit. Am I hooked on? Yep. Load up some slurry here. I'm just gonna do kind of our everyday chores while this is going on, while they're starting to harvest that field, and then we'll hook onto a trailer and we'll head over and do the routine. But yeah, I want to get some slurry put in here. We're still gaining pretty good money. Let's just go check real quick. I had to buy more pig food, so yeah, last month I had to buy 15 or 17,000 worth of pig food. And then I didn't have to buy any more. No, that's not true. I did have to buy more. I forgot to take the money off. Good thing I'm doing this. It was actually, I had 4,000 left in there, so I had to do another 13,500. I forgot to do that. Good thing I just did it. Okay, I haven't bought any pig food this month. I just got, as you can see, it's early in the morning, so I just got in there. We made 12 grand. 12 grand from the production facilities last month, 14, 13, 13. So we're still right around that same consistent point. Here's obviously our big sale from the pigs, which was awesome. And then right here, new vehicles, 36,000. What did I buy? I went and I bought I'll show you when I spin around again. I bought the bigger of the hoeing units. So like the canola field, once it was planted, I had to deal with the weeds like I always do right after it's planted. And, oh, what am I going to do with all that pig food? Dang. I might have to use this little grain truck for a little bit to get the corn off. Yeah, that's still got pig food in it. Pigs aren't going through as much food because there's only like 280 in the barn right now. Yeah, obviously because we sold a bunch. Oh, it's right back there. Let's hop out and go look at it. I went and bought the bigger of the hoeing units, and it was brand new, so I was like, yeah, whatever. We got it. Just little upgrades I'll slowly be picking away at just to make the field work go a little bit better. You know, it was kind of slow doing the weeds on that cornfield when I had to do it, and yeah, we got a little bit extra money in it every now and then, and we paid some money towards our debt, which is good, which is real good. And like I said, next episode we're gonna really get into. We'll get the greenhouse put down, the new pig food production facility put down right in this area here. I don't really know exactly how it's all gonna go down, but I'll set it down with you guys next episode. That'll be kind of the beginning of our next episode. What else will we be doing next episode? Oh yeah, and next episode I want to get another pig barn. Well, I want to test everything out and make sure that the pig food making, you know, factory, the next one that we put down, is like working good. There's no real issues, which I hope there isn't, but you never know. Things just sometimes, yeah, sometimes we got to make some adjustments. So if all goes well, we will set down the greenhouse next episode. We will set down the pig food making production facility, the new pig food making one, and we will get down the new barn. I'll move the rollers and stuff out over there. We'll set down a new barn, and we'll get another bunch of pigs. We'll start with 24 again. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. That's what we always do. We started with 24 last time, so maybe we'll put 24 in there. And at that point, what we'll have to do as well is it'll be the springtime, and we'll be having to plant corn again. So that'll be kind of another flush of planting corn. And what else will we be doing next episode? Kind of just rinse and repeating, really. We'll be managing the potatoes, so we'll have to be moving a bunch of stuff around. Can I dump this in there? No. Okay. Well, that's okay. We'll use this we'll use the little grain truck for now. It's not that big a deal. Is he fired up? Yep. I guess I could move some manure as well. I don't really know if we should do 2 manure heaps. Yeah, I'll try and figure out a way that I can get 2 manure heaps in there by the new pig barn. And yeah, probably have to rearrange the farm just a little bit to make sure we got a spot for the headers and all that stuff. But it'll kind of be nice having a second barn. We could park some stuff in there or fill it with straw bales or just kind of whatever we need. And then hopefully, if all works out, maybe, just maybe, next episode, if we somehow make enough money, which we probably should, because another year of pigs kind of growing and stuff, we should be able to kind of do another sale, and then maybe we could buy the third field, that $270,000 field, and then we can have all the crops that we need for pig food just like hot on the press, basically, you know what I mean? Just ready to go whenever we need it, and we should just be even that way. If we do for some reason like run out of pig food in that one little production facility, we should have enough grain like corn and potatoes and stuff that we could set down another one, because they're only $35,000. We could set down 2 and then like essentially have endless pig food, which could be pretty good. Pretty good. And then, you know, after that we got to figure out a spot potentially for a third pig barn, because we're just gonna be we'll just be giving her then. And yeah, that's the plan. We got to keep if we made 385 grand almost off pigs on that haul, like wait till we have 3 barns rolling. Like there'll come a point where we sell like $2 million worth of pigs, and yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck through to this point, you know, once again, thank you to everybody who's subbed to the channel, everyone who's been, you know, liking the videos, commenting on the videos. I know that even as myself, when I watch different content and stuff online, I tend not to comment too much. I kind of just like to lurk in the background and just enjoy people's content. So if you are someone who just does that, you don't really want to comment and stuff, just know I appreciate you stopping by and checking out the videos whenever you get a chance. So hopefully you're enjoying them, and yeah, let me know what you're thinking of this series so far. I've got some ideas for the next series that we're going to be doing. Not that I want to finish this one anytime soon, but if you haven't checked out our Tassie Farms Dairy Empire gameplay series, be sure to check that out, because it is getting close to episode 20. And I usually like to do series that go till about, you know, 25, 30 episodes, unless it's a really a really start from scratch one, which I'm still waiting for a specific map to come out, and then we will be doing like an extremely start from scratch where we really got to work our way up, and that'll be a longer series. So thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate it like always. Hopefully you guys have a good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever it is that you're watching this. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next episode. We got a lot of work to do next episode, and I'm excited to see the farm grow. So thanks again. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and have a good one.